Clitocybe delbata. You're out for a peaceful autumn walk in your neighborhood park when you spot some innocent-looking white mushrooms scattered across the grass. They look cute and harmless enough, maybe even edible, so you decide to pick a few and take them home for dinner. But you don't realize what you're getting yourself into. Within 30 minutes of eating these, your body begins to send out emergency signals. The muscarine toxin kicks in fast, turning your parasympathetic nervous system into chaos. You'll start sweating profusely like you're in a sauna. Saliva will pour uncontrollably from your mouth, and tears will stream down your face without reason. Then comes the real nightmare. Your stomach feels like it's being twisted by invisible hands as severe cramping doubles you over in pain. The vomiting starts violently as a survival response to get rid of them, followed by explosive diarrhea, leaving you completely drained. Your muscles contract involuntarily as the toxin disrupts every nerve signal in your body. If you get to a hospital quickly, atropine can counteract this toxin. But if you ignore these symptoms thinking it's just food poisoning, the severe dehydration could give you wings within 24 hours. Inocybes. These innocuous-looking fungi seem perfect for your wild mushroom risotto. What you don't know is that you're dealing with one of the most consistently toxic mushroom genera on Earth, and they've been waiting for you to pick them up to ruin your day. Every single inocybe species contains muscarine, and some pack up to 1.6% of this deadly toxin by weight. That's the highest concentration found in any mushroom genus. Even a tiny bite will send enough poison into your digestive system to cause serious harm. The symptoms hit harder than previous one because you're getting a much stronger dose of toxin. So, you'll likely wish you'd never heard of wild mushrooms. Amanita muscaria. The famous red mushroom aka fly agaric, with white spots straight out of fairy tales and cartoons. This one looks so magical and inviting that you might think it's nature's holy grail, at least in some aspects. You know, this iconic fungus contains chemical compounds that will send your brain on a terrifying roller coaster ride. Within an hour of consumption, reality starts melting away. Dizziness hits first, followed by confusion that makes you question everything around you. Then, the hallucinations hop in the stage. Vivid, often terrifying visions that feel completely real. Your muscles start twitching uncontrollably as the toxins mess with your nervous system. Some users report feeling like they're dying during the worst parts of the trip, which can last up to 12 hours. In those moments, you lose nearly all control over yourself and those around you, a chilling reminder of just how dangerous this mushroom can be. While death from Amanita muscaria is rare, it would take about 15 kilograms of fresh mushrooms to kill an average adult. But you never know how your body will react. Some people have severe reactions to even tiny amounts. When it comes to the mushrooms, anything can happen once consumed. Generally, not in a good way. Amanita pantherina. Meet the panther cap, the previous one's more dangerous cousin. This brown mushroom with white patches might look less flashy than its red relative, but it packs a much deadlier punch. The hallucinations from panther caps are more intense and terrifying than those from fly agaric. Users report complete loss of reality, seeing demons, insects crawling under their skin, and experiencing overwhelming terror. The loss of motor control is severe. You might not be able to walk, talk, or even recognize where you are. Seizures are common with panther cap poisoning, and some victims enter catatonic states lasting hours. Unlike the somewhat consistent effects of its red relative, the effects of panther caps are wildly unpredictable. What might cause mild intoxication in one person could trigger a medical emergency in another. You essentially play Russian roulette if you consume one of these fungi. This is because the toxin concentration varies dramatically between mushrooms, even those from the same location. Omphalides illudens. Those who watched the bioluminescent creatures video will likely remember this one. You're hunting for chanterelles during peak autumn season when you stumble upon clusters of beautiful orange mushrooms growing on old stumps. They look exactly like the expensive chanterelles you see in fancy restaurants. It seems like a lucky find, except you've just found jack-o'-lantern mushrooms. These mushrooms actually glow in the dark. Their gills emit a greenish bioluminescent light. It's nature's way of showing off before destroying your digestive system with various toxins. Within 30 minutes of eating these glowing devils, your body launches into full revolt mode. The vomiting is violent and relentless. Your abdomen cramps with pain that feels like being stabbed repeatedly, and the diarrhea flows like a waterfall. This torture session can last up to 24 hours. The toxins concentrate heavily in the gills, So even careful preparation won't save you, and cooking won't save you either. The toxins remain just as deadly. Geomitra esculenta. The brain mushroom looks exactly like its name suggests, a wrinkled brown mass that resembles human brain tissue. Some cultures actually consider it edible after extensive preparation, which is like saying dynamite is safe if you handle it carefully enough. This fungus contains a type of toxin which your body converts into a rocket fuel ingredient, monomethylhydrazine. This isn't just any poison. It's an industrial chemical so dangerous that even rocket scientists handle it with extreme caution, and you just ate it thinking it was a delicacy. The symptoms don't appear immediately, which makes this mushroom particularly insidious. 6 to 12 hours pass before the real horror begins. Your liver starts dissolving from the inside as the toxin destroys cellular structures, and jaundice turns your skin yellow. Confusion sets in as toxins flood your brain. Without immediate medical intervention, it leads to coma and death within days. Geomitra infila. The hooded false morel, or elfin saddle, takes everything terrible about its spring cousin and cranks up the toxicity. This reddish-brown, saddle-shaped nightmare contains even higher concentrations of toxin compounds. Even smaller amounts consumed can trigger the rapid onset of severe poisoning that progresses faster than spring varieties. What makes this particularly cruel is that some victims feel mild symptoms initially and think they're recovering, only to collapse as organ failure accelerates. By the time the severity becomes apparent, the damage is often irreversible. Cortinarius orellanus. This small, innocent-looking orange-brown mushroom might be the most diabolical killer in the fungal kingdom. This one plays the longest, cruelest game of all. It waits. The toxin doesn't cause immediate symptoms. Instead, it silently destroys your kidneys over days or weeks while you go about your normal life, completely unaware that you're dying. The delayed onset means victims rarely connect their illness to mushroom consumption. It resembles the infamous ricin poisoning from the series Breaking Bad. Nothing seems wrong at first, until it's far too late. Days pass, maybe even weeks, before the first subtle symptoms appear. When the symptoms finally escalate, it's usually too late. Dialysis becomes necessary for survival, and many victims require lifelong treatment or kidney transplantation. Unfortunately, complete recovery is extremely rare. Cortinarius rubellus. If the previous one is diabolical, then this one is pure evil incarnate. This mushroom contains even higher toxin concentrations, meaning that death can result from consuming a single small specimen. The delayed toxicity follows the same pattern as its cousin, but the outcome is far more deadly. Research suggests this species may contain additional nephrotoxic compounds that work synergistically, explaining the particularly severe outcomes. Even with immediate recognition and aggressive treatment, most victims either require permanent dialysis or die from complications. The few survivors face lifelong health challenges and dependence on medical technology for basic survival. Amanita smithiana. Along the Pacific coast, Amanita smithiana produces massive, impressive white mushrooms that look like something from a gourmet catalog. These giants can exceed 20 centimeters in diameter, making them incredibly attractive to foragers seeking substantial harvests. What they don't realize is that they're collecting the silent killers. Unlike other deadly species of Amanita, this one employs unknown mechanisms to cause rapid renal failure. The mysterious toxins work fast, triggering acute kidney shutdown. Your body produces less and less urine as kidney cells die en masse. Amanita virosa. The destroying angel stands pure white and elegant in hardwood forests. Once inside your cells, toxins shut down the enzymes responsible for producing proteins. Without proteins, cells die. Then the symptoms mysteriously disappear. Meanwhile, toxins continue their cellular destruction unnoticed. Multiple organ failure develops rapidly as they shut down. Without immediate liver transplantation, death is virtually certain. Amanita bisportigera. This one produces spores in pairs instead of the typical groups of 4. It inhabits eastern North American forests, appearing throughout autumn in oak and pine woods. Research suggests this one may actually contain slightly higher toxin levels than some other deadly Amanitas. The clinical course follows the same 3-phase nightmare as other Amanita species. The real challenge lies in identification, since all white Amanita species look virtually identical without microscopic examination. This uncertainty means any white Amanita should be considered potentially lethal. Galerina marginata. These small, innocent mushrooms growing on rotting wood pack toxins in concentrations that rival destroying angels. The deadly skullcap's greatest weapon is its resemblance to psychoactive psilocybe mushrooms that thrill seekers actively hunt. Both genera produce small brown mushrooms on wood, leading to deadly cases of mistaken identity. Some inexperienced adventurers seeking magic mushrooms accidentally consume toxin-loaded gallerina instead. The toxin concentration per gram of tissue exceeds that of many larger poisonous species. That is why a few of these mushrooms deliver a lethal toxin dose. The poisoning follows the same three-phase progression seen in destroying angel cases. Amanita phalloides. Meet the final boss of the fungal kingdom, the death cap. This mushroom has earned its reputation as the most dangerous fungus on Earth by causing 90% of all mushroom fatalities worldwide. A single mature specimen contains enough toxins to kill multiple adults. The greenish-white cap and substantial stem create an impressive appearance that attracts confident foragers during autumn. Alpha-amanitin, beta-amanitin, and gamma-amanitin combine to create an unstoppable cellular destruction force. They survive all cooking methods. Boiling, frying, baking, and even pressure cooking cannot neutralize them. Blood clotting fails once the liver stops producing essential proteins. Without immediate liver transplantation, death is virtually guaranteed. If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.